Spider-Man Brand New Day debuted with a 98 Rotten Tomato score. It's on pace to be like the highest grossing Spidey film of all time. Streets is saying it's gonna surpass Endgame easily. This movie is spectacular, amazing,
sensational.
This is easily the greatest live action Spider-Man movie of all time. No contest. By the time this video comes out, Brand New Day has been out for a minute, so we can get into this Spidey cross X-Men thing they got going on. The X-Men have been having their best summer right up there with Spider-Man. Season 2 of X-Men 97 has been insane. The Cyclops Redemption Tour is absolutely beautiful, and Jubilee is in Rivals now too. And now we got Jean Grey frying New York City in Brand New Day. If they were gonna use any character to usher in the MCU's Age of Mutants, Spidey was the perfect candidate. This man is cool with everybody. The Fantastic Four, the Avengers, the Defenders, probably even the Guardians, but especially the X-Men too. I love the idea of Peter doing for Jean what Tony did for him in a weird way, which kind of sounds like a reach, but let me explain. He gets to help a young lonely mutant spread her wings and also not go crazy and boom the city of New York. But there's like a little, you know, you're not alone mentor type thing going on. But after seeing everything Peter goes through in this movie, I had one thought. He's definitely a mutant now, right? Huh? A huge, gigantic, major part of Brand New Day is about Peter going through his secondary mutation thanks to the insane levels of stress and isolation he's been under. And the straw that broke the camel's back was seeing MJ and Ezra Bridger kiss. You really can't blame him for tweaking like that, dog. He's a Jedi. But yeah, he has an installed super now where his eyes go fully blacked out like a horror movie possession or an alien or like a spider, I guess. Literally everything is cranked to 1,000,000. Spider sense on 1,000. OD physical strength and organic webs now. I'm not gonna lie, I never really liked the idea of Spider-Man having organic webs because web shooters were just always so cool to me, especially the big clunky ones that stand out as a big part of the design, like in this movie. I also love that he runs out of web fluid with web shooters, so that makes for really interesting and challenging situations for him. But the way Brand New Day handled Peter getting organic webs was perfect. If Peter's having a secondary mutation, it only makes sense for organic webbing to come with that. We also get to watch him f up and struggle a lot with them before mastering it. He uses web shooters for like 70% of the movie too, so we really got our cake and ate it too. What Miles say, we got 2 cakes. Also, when I think about Peter running out of web fluid, that really don't happen that often, in the MCU at least. I don't know if I've ever seen Peter run out of web fluid in the MCU. I've seen his web shooters get destroyed though, which is kind of the same narrative effect of like, damn, how is this gonna shoot webs now that he has no web fluid? He has to figure this shit out. I like that the webs he produces from his body are significantly stronger than the nylon or whatever his web fluid was made of before too. The hand was kind of putting BTA on him before he absolutely activated. The choreography of this movie was Hall of Fame. Oh my goodness. Seeing red, this started seeing black. He literally hit the don't mess with the Amazing Spider-Man on them. He ulted. Maybe I never with Spidey having organic webs before because I never seen him use them in such creative ways like this. Holy peak. With web shooters, he got web grenades and all that other extra shit. But apparently he can do crazy shit with organic webs too. They literally look like they're made of a different material than his web fluid too. I love that attention to detail so much. But Tom Holland's Spidey was already strong as hell and had a really good spider sense. So this dude is about to be extra cracked. I know Victor Von Doom shaking in his boots right now. It's actually really cool that we get to see Jean unlock her secondary mutation in this movie as well. With her unlocking her telekinesis and much stronger telepathy. Just like Peter, she unlocks these new enhanced abilities through extreme stress and trauma. And look, call this a reach if you want. I'm a One Piece fan, it's on me. But when she like really activated and like had a whole section of New York in her little mind frozen field, big, not little, did that not low-key look like the bird cage on some Doflamingo timing? Am I reaching or am I reaching? If there's one thing that's true about Hello Next, I'm gonna make everything about One Piece and fighting games. I'm not gonna lie, it's just who I am. Peter got an install super in this movie. Also fighting games. You feel me? Sometimes mutants awaken the literal most random superpowers as their secondary mutation, like a telepath getting diamond powers. But Jean getting telekinesis made a lot of sense. Telepathy and telekinesis have always been adjacent to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just because both of them are invisible mind-based powers. I do really love how Jean's powers look in this movie too. There's like this wavy vibrational atmosphere to it that makes it stand out from any other telepath we've seen on the big screen before. And I'm pretty sure she did this little, or like some telepath has done this little math glass freezing thing before in the movies, but that shit never looked like this. That shit never looked like this. I don't know if it's on some Demon Slayer timing where the characters in context can't actually see it, but we can see it, so fuck it. Super quick side note, I don't care if the effects are just meant for us, the audience. In my mind, Tanjiro is actually creating water from his sword. Tanjiro is actually making fire from his sword. I don't care. It looked cool. But Jean's powers almost look like Sue's light refraction abilities in Fantastic Four First Steps, but Sue has this rainbow tint on hers. Also, holy Peter is gonna be the MCU's Oppenheimer with that universal inhibitor he created. When Magneto finds out who was responsible for this, he is turning this into mold. Literally every character in that movie that wasn't with damage control negatively reinforced his idea of suppressing his mutation. MJ was like, look, to me, you're just a guy. You're just a nigga. You shouldn't be like doing this. And then Bruce Banner was like, who gets to decide which parts of nature are good and bad? And then Jean was like, look at you trying to muzzle yourself. You make me sick. That's one thing with Tom Holland's MCU Spidey that just persists across every movie he's in. It's like Tom Holland's MCU Spidey just always does a little bit too much in every single movie. It's like we're Doctor Strange in No Way Home. It's like, just tweak the spell just a little bit more, just a little bit more, just a little bit more. Keep tweaking the spell until we fuck it up. And then in Far From Home, it's like, let me just give Mysterio eat it. And then in Homecoming, I don't remember what he did in Homecoming. Homecoming was great though. But it's like so often MCU Peter is like, his heart is pure, and so he can't even foresee that his decisions are gonna lead to bad shit happening. He's just always doing everything with such good intentions that it's like, let me just trust my gut. And sometimes his gut is wrong. It's wrong. But I honestly love that. It just makes for way more interesting character writing. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This whole mutant inhibitor shit, good. Do you have any idea what you have done? He doesn't. He literally don't have any idea what he's done. I think there was just a little too much emphasis on it in the movie for it to never come back. We're gonna see this inhibitor again. Jean might have crushed it, but Peter was with damage control when he captured her. Damage control was using it too. Them niggas have the schematics. It's cooked. Peter, when Magneto find you, Ricky, when he catch you, it's over. But who knows? Maybe Jean's gonna be the only one to defend him because she knows firsthand that he actually does f with mutants, and that, hey, look, this nigga was misguided. He didn't really know what he was doing. Maybe Jean is gonna be the only one in his corner when the push comes to shove. Honestly though, I don't know how the MCU is gonna handle a mutant oppression storyline in the first place though. New York loves Spider-Man. We literally seen how much New York loves Spider-Man, which was so wholesome and heartwarming. So I doubt they're gonna turn on him so brazenly. And yeah, I guess he's technically a mutate and not a traditional mutant. But literally, how was anybody telling the difference? Also, he literally had a secondary mutation. So, does this mean MCU Spidey would be allowed on Krakoa if they ever adapted that in the movies? Peter might not even be alive by the time they get to Krakoa though. Let me chill. Spider-Man is one of those characters that can literally fit in every section of the Marvel universe. Big screen, animation, small screen, all of the above, movies, all of that. He can show up in anything. This literally dated Kitty Pryde. It's like Spider-Man belongs with the X-Men just as much as he belongs with the Avengers, just as much as he belongs with the Defenders, just as much as he belongs with the Fantastic Four, although low-key the Fantastic Four, I don't know. They got like some shit going on. He's like really a part of that family. But I love the idea of Spider-Man being a mutant. The mutant allegory tends to fall apart very fast when it comes to Marvel and the X-Men, but like, I don't know, maybe it's okay for New York to love Spider-Man. There's just so much inconsistency. It's like, where does the line go? Because it's like, what makes Spider-Man different from Cyclops? New York don't know if Spider-Man was born with his powers or not, but Spider-Man has earned their love and acceptance and all of that. I love the idea of this storyline of mutant oppression. I love the X-Men for that. It's just when we like zoom out is when it gets muddy. I don't know, Spider-Man could be a very great bridge to that. It's like New York could view him as one of the good ones, and I hope that would make Spider-Man uncomfortable. You feel me? I love the X-Men down, but if I'm being 1,000,000% honest, Jean Grey is like the least interesting primary X-Men character to me. Look, I know, chill. She's just always surrounded by more interesting and fun characters, dog. I'm sorry. And yeah, she's like the most powerful mutant in the known universe, but that is not enough to carry a whole character for me, gang. Shout out to Phoenix, but that feels tired to me too. I don't know, maybe I just need to actually read Jean Grey stories, because these adaptations at least be doing her dirty. Even in X-Men 97, she's kind of not Respectfully, Madeline Pryor is a way more interesting character to me than Jean Grey is. She has a whole arc of being a clone, having to wrestle with that, going through her little villain arc with Mr. Sinister, boxing the X-Men, realizing that like, look, maybe I just need to find myself, go to Genosha, become a member of Genosha's council, get boomed. Madeline Pryor has a much more interesting story than Jean does. I'm sorry. Jean is just there to be overpowered and also in the cut. When she's not dealing with Phoenix, she's just in the cut to me in the adaptations I've seen. I know that Jean Grey got shooters. Niggas will ride for Jean. So it's like, look, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Every nigga with Jean's powers that I've seen is cooler to me than she is. I'm sorry. I'm so down to get my mind changed. I wanna like Jean, but the direction they've chosen to go with her in Brand New Day is way more interesting than anything I've ever bore witness to. Introducing her as a young villain with a super fucked up past of being on the run and then experimented on by damage control is crazy. She's a lot more troubled and in need of guidance than I've ever seen her. I'm a fan of Emo Jean so far. It's genuinely so beautiful that Aunt May was ultimately the one to save her too. We have two mutants who are alone, and the only difference is that one had a loving parental figure who accepted them for who they are, and the other was cast away for being gifted. And also, I never knew that Jean had a sister. Shout out Sarah Gray, R.I.P. But I really love that Aunt May still played a huge role in this movie. I love when writers use characters posthumously to carry the story. A character dying should not just be the end of that character. When a character dies, they should continue to posthumously affect the story forever, is what I feel. Those are the best types of character deaths. And the fact that we finally get to see what happens after Aunt May catches Peter at the end of Homecoming, where she's like, what the f***? You're Spider-Man? It's like the fact that we finally get to see that aftermath, but it's like after she's already gone. That's so beautiful. Oh my God. Preston Daniel Cretton, here's the Oscar. Take this Oscar. Take this Oscar. Take this Oscar. Take every single Oscar I got on me. I stole them all. Take them all. Take them all. I love that Peter's new spider power-up is like the closest we're ever getting to a live-action man spider, which I'm perfectly okay with because this is nightmare fuel. What we got in Brand New Day is so much cooler, dog. Holy mug. Bars. I think my only recollection of Man Spider is in the few episodes of that 90s Spider-Man series that I watched, there was like a little Man Spider arc where that nigga was dead-ass growing 4 arms, 6 arms. It was really on some Man Spider shit. I said, what is happening? I was a kid watching that shit. Creeped the fuck out. This is also way more interesting than watching him get the black suit again. Now, if they give it to him in Secret Wars, I'ma still be lit though. Don't get it twisted. If we do end up getting a black suit arc again, I hope we get to let it breathe more across multiple movies. This man had this ass Iron Spider suit for like 3 movies, dog. We can handle a couple black suit movies.
He was whipping up shit in a kettle.
The Iron Spider suit wasn't even bad initially, but Peter's suit in this movie was genuinely perfect. Holy These trailers genuinely did not do this suit justice at all. Actually seeing it in action and in more intimate moments had me sold instantly. For the longest, Tom Holland's Homecoming suits were my favorite live action Spider-Man suits of all time. But after Brand New Day, I genuinely don't know anymore. It's too much pink. I'm so glad they kept the expressive lenses on the mask too. That's a staple of MCU Spidey at this point. We need those on every suit. Even his homemade suit had the expressive lenses. I love it. I do think the lenses in this movie were less expressive than in the Blaster movies. That's maybe my literal only gripe towards this suit, is that like when he's unconscious, the eyes are just open instead of being like fully black closed. When he's like emoting, it's a little harder to tell, but man, this is still perfect. And the lenses are bigger too, which I love so much. You can see his ears. It's actually a nigga in a suit instead of just a CGI smooth, buttery smooth textured ass nigga. No, this is a real life nigga in a suit. We can literally see Tom Holland's eyes through the lenses on some Ultimate Spider timing. I love it so much. This movie's perfect. By the time this video comes out, I probably watched this movie in theaters 3 or 4 times. I'm not gonna lie. Look, Brand New Day is the best live action Spidey, hands down. But if we talking Spidey in general, stop it. Spider-Verse, it's not even fair. Spider-Verse is just the best movies. Those movies are just the best of all time. Fuck a superhero genre, fuck a genre at all. Those are just the best movies. But Brand New Day, This is easily the best live action Spider-Man of all time. Brand New Day is a perfect Spider-Man movie. Choreography on 1,000,000. Suit on 1,000,000. Story on 1,000,000. World building on 1,000,000. Character acting on 1,000,000. Character design on 1,000,000,000. This was beautiful. Destin Daniel Cretton. Flowers, nigga. Flowers. I still want Shang-Chi 2 though. Am I wildin' if I say I want this on the next 2 Spidey movies and on Shang-Chi 2? But it's on X-Men too. Fuck it. He need like 8 vacations too, some time with his family, some leisurely time, all of the above, and then also Shang-Chi too though. But yeah, shout out Spider-Man Brand New Day, and shout out yo.
I can't feel my face right now, I'm burning up. I got this feeling that I won't come down like. Got this feeling that I won't come down like. Got this feeling that I won't come down.